Patterson had joined Season 2 on the 10th round, impressively winning that race at Barcelona, and was the fastest in the following qualifying session, ahead of this race at Zolder. But his game crashed just before the start, so he was at the back of the grid, but he still felt confident, feeling that he could make up places before the end. He started with much less fuel than the other drivers, and made up several positions in the opening lap, through a combination of speed and consistency that the others either couldn't or just chose not to defend against. By the start of lap 2 he was up to 11th, and went side by side with Wolf, the two giving each other a respectful amount of room through the corner. Panda was in trouble, so Patterson moved up to 9th before the end of that second lap, but now he was up against drivers that had a bit more consistency and speed, and would have to fight for track positions. He went wheel to wheel with Dan Shade, and somehow both of them kept their cars pointed forwards after some dramatic contact. But things didn't go perfectly, as he made an unintentional pass on Friesen, and while making sure to hand the position back, Dan Shade took the opportunity to retake 8th. It wasn't long before Patterson pulled up alongside again, and this time made the overtake stick with a small gap to Dan Shade behind. Not long after that, he got past Friesen and went straight to work putting pressure on Polo, staying close behind him and soon getting through to 6th position. Now running low on fuel, he took his mandatory pit stop on the end of lap 7 out of this 41 lap race and exited the pits in 19th, but now had clear track ahead where he could focus on pace and not be stuck in traffic. He drove with speed and consistency for the next 9 laps until he finally caught up to one of the cars ahead, passing Fukara for 18th, but he was being shown the blue flag. Jones, leading the race, was still in his first stint and had caught up to Patterson, and the blue flags were being waved for a couple of laps until Jones eventually took his mandatory pit stop. It was now the middle of the race and the other drivers were taking their pit stops, allowing Patterson to move all the way up to 4th and would start overlapping the back markers. He remained in 4th for the rest of the race, about 10 seconds behind Walker in 3rd. It's not clear where he would have been if his game hadn't crashed at the start, but he still had an impressive race, crossing the line having made up 16 positions.